For the last step in this chapter, we're going to get these graphics that we made in After Effects, and we're going to bring them into Premiere and use them in Premiere. So the dynamic link, the thing where if we make a change or an edit in After Effects, if it's linked in Premiere, it will automatically update in Premiere. That's what we're going to be exploring right now. So what we want to do is go back to Premiere, and where we left off, we want you to go to your project panel and twirl open your graphics bin. We need to import these graphic compositions that we just made in After Effects. So we're going to do a file and then import, and we're going to navigate to lesson 5. So in your multimedia folder, in the lesson folder in lesson 5, the one that we want to choose is Poolside AE 01. You can see I have some variations as I was practicing through, but this is the one you want. This is how it should be named. Or if you named it with a file number based on the page, whatever it is, it's your most recent version where we did all of their lower thirds personalized. So it's the final version. This is the one that we want to import. So we click on that. And remember, there were lots of things within it. So what we want to do is twirl open the comps folder, and here's where we see all these individual comps that we made. So we're going to choose Atom, and we're going to say OK. And Atom is now going to come into our graphics bin here in Premiere. We can see that it is linked to the lower third AE Atom file that we have. So it's linked, but we know there's a lot of other guys as well that we want to bring into this. So we're going to use a slightly faster method that's just drag and drop. So to do that, we need to have both After Effects and Premiere showing on our screen. So I'm just going to minimize. This is my Premiere workspace. I'm going to kind of minimize it and drag it over to this half of the screen. And then my After Effects is showing behind it, and I'm going to minimize or pull this one down so you can see that I have two windows. I have After Effects over here and I have Premiere over here. So in After Effects, we're going to twirl open our comps, and we are going to grab, we already have Adam, we're going to get Dwight, we're going to hold Command, and we're going to grab Philip, Heidi, and Tyler. So by holding Command, we didn't grab the template. We don't need that for any reason. All right, once we get all three of those, we're simply going to drag these across and drop them into our graphics bin over here. And there they all came in. So we have Adam, Dwight, Philip, Heidi, and Tyler. And from there, we can make these, I'm actually going to minimize After Effects. We're done there for a while. And then I'm going to take my Premiere screen and get it to fill up the bulk of this screen again. So we have these now waiting for us in our graphics panel. So now what we want to do is replace them. So if you remember in our Premiere timeline, at certain points we did a generic placeholder for a lower thirds template, and we had the name and the title. And we have them showing for a certain duration. So the cool thing that we can do here, first of all, get your playhead to that first lower third, which is Dwight, the first time Dwight speaks on camera. And the shortcut for taking Dwight's new composition, so let's go over to our project window and find Dwight. The shortcut here is that we're going to take this, and we're going to hold down Option key, and we're going to drag this version and plop it on top of this. So Option key, which is Alt on your PCs, take this, drag it, when it gets here and lights up, drop it. That preserved the duration of the original clip. So we didn't have to resize it. It just adds our new lower third graphic. And there it is. So it animates for those first, 12 frames. The name comes in that fast, and then for the duration of the 2 seconds, the circles keep getting bigger. So it's as simple as getting their name, holding Option or Alt, and dragging it onto their placeholder. So if we move our timeline ahead into this one, and we wait for it to catch up. Okay, so here we're in the Heidi interview, and we have our lower third placeholder right here. We come and grab Heidi. We hold Option or Alt. We drag Heidi onto this. Come on. And we let go. And I don't know why that didn't work. Heidi. Come with me, Heidi. There we go. There's Heidi's animation. So if we move ahead to our next placeholder, which is down here above Philip, it's sure taking a while to, getting a lot of spinning bubbles here. Go and find Philip, hold down Option or Alt, and drag Philip onto this placeholder. If I back it up and play it, you're going to see the animation come in. So I'll just play this one live right now.
My only thing was that it has really insisting beat.
Okay. Do you also notice that I'm getting, come on, slow. Pause. Do you see all these reds right here? That means it's not going to render, it's going to stall out. So none of that worked live as I was trying to show you. So I'm going to just scrub through it to show you how it's going to work. Until we render this and get a at least yellow, if not green line, it's going to look terrible when I try to play through it. All right, let's keep moving down our timeline here. And our next person that needs a replacement is Adam, this one. So we're going to grab Adam, Option or Alt, drag Adam onto here. And then our next one is Tyler. We look down here, we can see it's Tyler. So grab Tyler, Option Alt, and drop Tyler on top of that. So once we've done that, is there anybody left to be identified? Nope, Tyler is the last one. So we now have all of these generic placeholders replaced with our After Effects compositions. Let's go to the one where Adam is talking. This one. I'm going to zoom in on my timeline. So somewhere in the 1:08:11 is where you're going to get to this clip. And as we scrub through it, I want you to notice that the circles here of our animation are on his mouth, his nose, all the way up to his forehead. This is a little bit too much. We don't want these animations to ever obscure faces, so we want to tweak this. That's just not good. The good thing, because these are dynamically linked, is that we can fix it once in After Effects, and it's going to update onto our Premiere movie. So switch to After Effects. And I'm going to make this window bigger so I'm not confused. It's very confusing. They look a lot alike. So make sure you're in After Effects, and up here it says After Effects. And down in our project panel, or over in the project panel, we're going to double click on the lower third atom to open that one, which basically just activates this tab right here, and we can see the lower third of atom. So this is the nested composition, this poolside L3 background. This is the part that has all of these circles that are animating and covering his face. So we're going to double click on this nested composition to open it and make some changes here. So now that we have the poolside L3 BG composition open, that's one with all of our ripples, we're going to do some tweaking. The problem layer is ripple 1. And we're just going to turn, I'm actually going to scrub through so that ripple 1 is as big as we're going to see it. It's this big one right here. We're just going to turn it off. We're not even going to use it. So by turning the eyeball off on ripple 1, we have turned it off. Now because this nested poolside L3 BG is a nested composition inside of Adam, and actually inside of all of them. It's inside of Tyler, Heidi, Dwight, and Philip. Because we make this change, it's going to be for all of them. So let's switch to our lower third Adam. And if we scrub through this, we'll see that that big ripple that used to be right here is gone. We've turned it off. So we need to save this After Effects composition. So do a File, Save, to make sure that that updates. And by saving it there, when we go back into Premiere Pro, it's going to update it. There, it just disappeared. I don't know if you saw that, but while it was thinking, that big ripple went away. So we fixed it once in After Effects, and it's gone in Premiere. It's also gone in Premiere on all of them. We don't have that big ripple on any of these because it was a nested composition. So at this point, we can save our Premiere file. So our Poolside Edit 03. Just save. There we go, it is saved. I don't see the little asterisk here anymore, so it's saved. And this is the end of the chapter. So all we want to do is render our timeline one more time to get rid of all these yellows and red spots. I'm going to hit the backslash on my keyboard. That makes our whole timeline fit in this window. And you can see nothing is green, and we have a lot of yellow and red. So the last thing that we want to do is we want to render this, which will take a few minutes. So I'll hit pause when I'm recording, and then I'll come back. So to do that, we do Sequence, and then Render In to Out, and we wait patiently. I'm going to wait until we see a little bit. Here we go. 1 of 78 video previews, and there are 4,468 frames. Okay, we've now rendered all the way into out, and you can see that in my timeline I have all green. I don't have any red or yellow, and that's where we want to be. And at this point we want to do one final save of our Poolside Edit 03. So File, Save, and that will save it in the fully rendered out position. The one thing that I want you to do for your homework, kind of proof that you went through this so far, is I would just like you to go to this last time that we use the lower third graphics. So for Tyler, I'm going to zoom in on that and kind of pull it to the end of this where the circles are as big as they're going to be. So get to the end of it. And then I just want you to take a screenshot of this. So on a Mac, it's Command-Shift-4, and that's going to let me take a quick screenshot right here. And the resulting screenshot, whenever it finally clicks, there's the click, that's what I'm going to have you upload into Blackboard. If you end up doing a print screen of the whole screen, that's fine as well. I just want to see that you were successfully able to put the lower third graphic for each person and drop that on that placeholder. And if you move your playhead to the end of each, I'll be able to see that these circles are animated, that they're larger, and that you've done the opacity. So that's kind of your proof of working through this so far. And that's all I need from you. Thank you much. I hope you enjoyed it.